Is technology a social problem? I'm Danielle McCartney, and today in Global Social Problems, we're going to talk about technology, and particularly if technology is a source of social problems or a solution for social problems. But what do we mean by technology? The common sense conception of technology, machinery and tools that carry out tasks on our behalf, may exclude things we would probably also want to call technology. So things like computer software, media waves, scientific ideas. And we can't readily disentangle technology from its social context, nor even from the context of the knowledge that leads to its inception, that is, science. So, when we're talking about technology, we're talking about all of it. When I say technology, think about the application of scientific knowledge, tools, and techniques to manipulate the physical and social world. Now, throughout this talk, I'll be using examples of AI, but remember that the concepts we're discussing apply to many different technologies. Okay, so, what we're really asking in this talk is technology just a tool, as some claim? That is, technology is agnostic, or does technology have the ability to affect or change the behavior of users? That is technology agentic? Those in the agnostic camp say tech objects, even information and communication technologies, are inanimate objects, they are human made, and not naturally occurring. They only have the ability or purpose given to them by users. Technology can't be the source of social problems because technology only does what humans tell it to do. Agentics, on the other hand, claim that technology is often designed with certain assumptions or in ways that alter or affect the user, that technology changes the way we think, we feel, act, and potentially in problematic ways. Sometimes the designers of technology intend to create social disruption or change, but sometimes the effect of technology is unintentional and yet deeply problematic. William Ogburn argues that technology drives social change through invention, discovery, and diffusion. Invention is the creation of new technologies and methods. Inventions can be entirely new objects or significant improvements on existing technologies. So, for example, the development of AI technologies such as machine learning algorithms, natural language processing, and neural networks are technological inventions. These inventions are the foundational elements that power AI applications like ChatGPT, self driving cars, and facial recognition systems. Discovery is finding new knowledge or insights that lead to new technologies or applications of technology in a new way. These kinds of scientific discoveries affect various parts of society. So, discoveries in AI, such as deep learning, have enabled advancements in areas like medical diagnostics, predicting consumer behavior, and enhancing cybersecurity. Now, diffusion is the spread of new technologies and discoveries throughout society. The diffusion process for AI includes the widespread and rapid adoption of AI in everything from smart home devices to automated customer service and industrial automation all around the world. Now, as technology is invented, discovered, or diffused, culture often lags behind. Culture lag is when non material culture, values, beliefs, social norms lag behind the rapid advancements in material culture, like technology and those kinds of inventions. So, for instance, the rapid development and deployment of AI technologies have outpaced society's ability to adapt legal frameworks, ethical guidelines, and social norms around AI. Issues like bias in AI algorithms, data privacy concerns, and the ethics of autonomous decision making are emerging areas where social norms are still catching up. Another cultural lag can be seen in the job market. While AI is automating tasks and perhaps increasing productivity, the social response in terms of reskilling workers, redefining labor rights, and creating new job opportunities is lagging behind. Many workers find themselves displaced by AI without adequate support for transitioning into new roles. So, according to Ogburn, society eventually adapts to technological changes, although this process is uneven. For example, some industries have quickly integrated AI while others resist due to ethical concerns or fear of job loss. Educational institutions are slowly incorporating AI literacy into the curricula, and governments are debating regulations on AI applications like facial recognition and autonomous weapons. Different cultures are adapting to AI at different rates and in different ways. In some, AI is being rapidly integrated into surveillance systems with minimal public resistance, while in other societies, there's a much more public debate and pushback regarding the privacy and civil rights concerns of AI. Ogburn's theory would also highlight how AI is reshaping social structures and power dynamics. Control over AI technologies and data is increasingly concentrated in the hands of a few tech giants, leading to concerns about monopolies and inequalities. This kind of power inequity may lead to social tensions and conflicts. And we can see some of that already happening with ongoing antitrust cases and public demands for more equitable AI governance. So, as AI diffuses globally, Ogburn's theory would predict that countries with advanced AI infrastructure and resources will gain big advantages, potentially widening global inequalities. The global south's slower diffusion of AI could result in a delayed adaptation to the economic and social changes driven by AI, which is what has happened in earlier technological revolutions. Ogburn's theory suggests that over time, society will adjust to the challenges posed by AI. This could involve new legal frameworks, changes in educational systems to prepare workers for an AI driven economy, and the emergence of new social norms around data privacy, AI ethics, and human AI interaction. However, these adaptations may also cause disruption. So Ogburn would likely predict that the initial stages of widespread AI adoption will be marked by social friction, protests, and debates as society grapples with the implications of increasingly autonomous machines. So what do you think? Will we adapt to and change society in the face of AI, or will we resist changes inspired by AI? Post your answer in the comments below. Anyhow, so we see that the relationship between technology and human societies or individuals is complicated. Can we say conclusively that technology causes social problems or that technology is a solution for social problems? Really, what we need to ask ourselves is, are new technologies making us smarter, more responsible, and generally better people? Or are they making us stupid, lazy, alienated, and generally worse people? I mean, have we created technologies that allow us to do more and achieve greater things? Or have we squandered our innovation of technologies because they largely exist to distract and entertain and isolate us? So let's argue both sides. Argument one: technology is making us smarter, more responsible, and better. Let's continue our focus on AI. So AI has the potential to improve decision making and problem solving. AI systems can process vast amounts of data to identify patterns and provide insights that humans might miss. This capability supports smarter decision making in fields like medicine, finance, and even public policy. And that allows for more informed and effective solutions to complex problems. AI could also foster responsibility and accountability. AI driven tools help monitor and track behaviors, and it can encourage responsibility in areas like health. So, your fitness trackers, financial management, all those budgeting apps, and even environmental sustainability, like the energy management systems that regulate your heating and cooling in your house. By providing real time feedback, AI can guide individuals and organizations to make more responsible choices. And then finally, AI can increase efficiency and productivity. AI can automate repetitive tasks, which frees up more time for us to focus on more meaningful work, creativity, and problem solving. By handling multiple mundane tasks, AI allows people to concentrate on areas where human intuition, empathy, and critical thinking are really important. Okay, now the other side of the argument. Argument two: Technology is making us stupid and lazy, alienated. Technology is making us worse people. So, thinking about AI again, so many people have started using AI all the time, but over relying on AI can reduce critical thinking. As AI systems increasingly handle decision making, humans weaken their ability to think critically and solve problems creatively. I mean, if you depend entirely on AI driven recommendations for content, purchases, or life decisions, you will be a passive consumer without independent thought. As a student, having AI take your tests or write your papers means you'll never learn the skill of crafting an argument or racking your brain to find the right answer. It means that over reliance on AI is making you stupid. AI can erode all kinds of skills. When we outsource more and more tasks to machines, we lose the ability to think for ourselves and to be an active participant in our lives. So take GPS navigation tools. I rarely know where in the world I am anymore because I use GPS navigation all the time. I don't know street names or how to get anywhere without technology. And I recognize that I have a naturally bad sense of direction, but it has become like disability level bad because of technology. And I'm not alone. Also, think about writing and writing tools. How many of you rely on spell check? What about all the AI writing tools that check your grammar or, heaven help us, write your text? Using these tools seems easy in the short run, but in the long run, relying on AI to think for you means you can no longer think for yourself. At some point in your life, you're going to care about something enough that you want to craft complex arguments. If you haven't gone through the hard work of writing out, revising, and researching your thoughts, you'll be screwed. Using AI can also promote laziness and this whole convenience culture that we live in. We've got AI driven home assistants, automated deliveries, instant entertainment. So the need for effort and active engagement is reduced. We're allowing machines to tell us what we want and to give it to us instantly. When we encounter something that requires effort, some long term goal, again, screwed. Okay, and finally, AI contributes to social alienation and isolation. AI driven social media algorithms often prioritize content that leads to divisive or sensational engagement, and that contributes to polarization and echo chambers. The convenience of digital communication can also replace face to face interaction, leading to feelings of isolation and a decline in meaningful social relationships. So, what do you think? Is technology making us smarter, more responsible, and generally better people? Or is technology making us stupid, lazy, alienated, generally worse people? Post your answer in the comments below. Okay, now let's move on to the social level. Is technology a solution for social problems or a cause of social problems? Again, we'll take both sides. So, argument one. On top of making individuals better, all kinds of technology can solve social problems, making the world a better place. Technology can be a direct solution for social problems. So, technologies are often developed as technical fixes to address specific social problems. Again, we'll stick with AI examples. So, in many regions in the world, especially in countries in the global south, there's a shortage of healthcare professionals and a limited access to quality medical care. AI powered diagnostic tools like IBM Watson and Google's DeepMind have been used to assist in diagnosing diseases like cancer, diabetes, and eye conditions. In rural areas, AI chatbots and telemedicine platforms provide preliminary healthcare consultations, and that enables early detection and treatment. AI algorithms can analyze medical images to detect conditions like diabetic retinopathy so that health professionals can engage in early interventions. Then, financial exclusion is a barrier to economic empowerment for millions of people in the global south. AI driven financial service platforms provide microloans and financial advice to unbanked populations. AI algorithms assess creditworthiness by analyzing non traditional data like mobile phone usage. So people without formal credit histories can get access to loans. Also, AI chatbots help users navigate government assistance programs to make sure that vulnerable populations receive the benefits they're entitled to. Now, human trafficking is a persistent global problem, which is difficult to track because of the hidden nature of trafficking. Organizations like Thorn and Polaris use AI to analyze online ads and social media data to identify patterns associated with trafficking. AI tools help law enforcement agencies track and dismantle trafficking networks by connecting fragmented data points from various different platforms. Now, online hate speech and misinformation that can lead to real-world violence and social unrest. Social media platforms use AI algorithms to detect and remove harmful content before it spreads widely. AI systems flag hate speech, extremist content, and misinformation, which helps maintain safer online communities. These tools are especially important in regions where incitements to violence are rampant online. Finally, high crime rates and limited police resources in many urban areas is a social problem. Predictive policing systems, such as those used in Los Angeles and Chicago, analyze historical crime data to predict where crimes are likely to occur. This allows law enforcement agencies to deploy resources more effectively. Now, just so you know, this intervention is controversial due to concerns about bias, but they have been credited with reducing crime rates in some areas by enabling more targeted interventions. We'll talk more about other kind of unintended consequences of technology interventions in just a little bit. Okay, so those were all examples of direct technical solutions for social problems. But that's not the only way technology helps solve social problems. Technology has been used in a variety of ways to do good. That is, technology can be beneficent. Continuous technological advances have led to radical improvements in health, mobility, knowledge access, overall living standards, and more. So let's start with AI and how AI has increased mobility and accessibility. AI is behind many assistive technologies like voice recognition, speech to text applications, and navigation tools for the visually impaired. Autonomous vehicles and smart home systems also enhance mobility and independence for people with physical disabilities. AI driven exoskeletons help people with spinal cord injuries regain mobility, and advanced prosthetics use AI to mimic natural movement. AI has also enhanced knowledge access and education. So, AI adapts educational content to fit each student's learning style and pace, making education more accessible and effective. This technology is particularly valuable for students in remote or underserved areas who might not have access to quality teaching. Language learning apps powered by AI make education accessible to millions of people worldwide. Now, as an educator, I may not love that I'm being replaced by AI, but I also know that I can't travel to remote areas to provide education, and AI can fill that gap. AI powered translation tools also can break down language barriers so we can communicate better and share knowledge across cultures. Of course, if you've ever used a translation app, you know that sometimes AI gets it spectacularly wrong. But when it's right, it's a huge help in communication. AI has also helped support environmental sustainability. AI models predict environmental changes, which can help policymakers and organizations make informed decisions to mitigate the effect of climate change. AI also optimizes energy use in buildings and industries, like I mentioned previously, that can reduce our carbon footprint. AI is used to monitor endangered species, detect illegal poaching, and manage natural resources more effectively. AI has been used to improve food security. So, AI driven technologies help farmers monitor crop health, optimize integration, predict yield outcomes. All of this can lead to more efficient resource use, reduced environmental impact, and can increase food production to meet our growing global population needs. AI can also improve food distribution systems and reduce waste. It can optimize supply chains. It can ensure that the food reaches the communities in need. AI has contributed to humanitarian aid and crisis management. So, AI systems can analyze data from satellites, social media, and on the ground sensors to assess the damage and spot areas that need help, and then get resources where they're needed more effectively, especially during natural disasters. AI chatbots and platforms also can provide really crucial information, legal advice, and resources to refugees, displaced people, and helping people find their way in a new environment and access the services that they need. AI has also made a difference in mental health and well being. AI powered chatbots and virtual therapists are helping people who might not have easy access to professional care, especially in areas where mental health services are hard to find. These tools can pick up on early signs of depression and anxiety, and they can steer users toward the right care. Plus, there are AI driven apps that offer personalized mindfulness exercises and stress management and sleep improvement tools, and they're all aimed at boosting overall well being. I mean, again, taking the human out of human services has some problematic implications, but if someone lives in a remote area with no access to these kinds of services, having an AI option could be really beneficial. AI has also helped with legal assistance. So, some AI platforms can provide low cost or free legal assistance, and that can help individuals understand their rights, draft legal documents, and navigate legal systems without needing expensive legal representation. Now, again, replacing human legal specialists with AI has some problems, but we know that some of us will never be able to afford adequate legal representation. So, having AI assistance could be the difference between no legal help at all and at least some kind of legal advice. So, yay. Okay, now let's move on to argument two. Technology is not only making individuals lazy, stupid, and alienated, but it's making the world worse. So, even though technology can provide solutions, it can also be the source of new social problems and unintended consequences. So, we're talking environmental damage and unemployment, loss of autonomy in workplaces, and so much more. So, we'll continue to focus on examples with AI because AI has the potential to be the source of new social problems. And its rapid adoption raises ethical, economic, and social concerns. AI can create unemployment and job displacement. AI and automation are replacing routine, manual, and even some cognitive tasks traditionally performed by humans. Maybe AI can improve efficiency, but it certainly leads to job losses, particularly in sectors like manufacturing, retail, and transportation. As AI technologies advance, more specialized and skilled jobs, such as jobs in accounting, legal services, and even medicine, are increasingly at risk of being automated. The transition to AI could leave many workers unemployed or forced into lower paying jobs, and that can deepen economic inequality. The jobs that AI does create often require advanced technical skills that many displaced workers lack. This skills gap can exacerbate unemployment and contribute to long term economic insecurity for those who cannot transition into new careers. And even if AI doesn't replace workers, it can contribute to the loss of autonomy in the workplace. So, AI driven human management systems are increasingly being used in workplaces to monitor employee performance, to track productivity, and even to make decisions about hiring, promotions, and dismissals. And maybe these systems enhance efficiency, but they certainly reduce workers' autonomy because decisions are made by opaque algorithms with little input from employees. This can lead to micromanagement, increased stress, and a lack of trust in the workplace. In some cases, AI systems can dictate work processes and goals with little regard for human needs, so treating employees just as extensions of machines. Workers may have less control over their schedules, over their tasks, and over their work conditions. And all of that can lead to a decline in job satisfaction and quality of life. AI can also contribute to environmental damage. AI technologies, particularly those involving large scale data processing and machine learning models, consume a lot of energy. Data centers, which power AI systems, have big carbon footprints, putting more pressure on the physical and natural world and creating environmental degradation. The growing demand for computational power in areas like cryptocurrency mining and AI driven services could worsen global energy consumption and environmental impact. The production of AI hardware, such as servers, sensors, robots, all involve extracting and processing natural resources. This leads to resource depletion and environmental harm. On top of that, the rapid obsolescence of technology generates massive amounts of electronic waste, which is often improperly disposed of, and that can lead to pollution and health risks, particularly in low income countries in the global south where e waste is shipped for disposal. AI can also increase inequality. The development and deployment of AI is largely driven by a few major corporations and wealthy nations. These entities control the data, resources, infrastructure needed to develop AI, and that leads to increased wealth concentration. Smaller companies, low income countries, and marginalized groups are often left behind. Even worse, AI systems are often trained on biased data. So, garbage in, garbage out. AI can create discriminatory outcomes in areas like hiring, lending, law enforcement. For example, facial recognition technologies have been shown to be less accurate for people of color, which can lead to wrongful arrest and wrongful surveillance. Similarly, biased AI algorithms used to recruit workers can perpetuate existing disparities by favoring certain demographics over others. AI can erode privacy and freedom. AI powered surveillance systems are being deployed by both governments and private companies to monitor our behaviors both online and in physical spaces. These systems are justified as necessary for security, but they threaten personal privacy and civil liberties. AI surveillance can be used to suppress dissent, control public behavior, and undermine democratic processes. AI algorithms can also be used to manipulate consumer behavior, political opinions, and even social movements. By exploiting personal data and using targeted content, companies and political actors can influence decisions without individuals fully realizing they are being manipulated. So, this leads to less autonomy and less informed consent. AI can also weaken trust. AI generated deepfakes, those hyper realistic but fake videos, and misinformation campaigns pose big risks to social stability and trust. These technologies can be used to spread false information, destabilize political systems, and damage reputations. As deepfakes become more convincing, the line between truth and fabrication becomes increasingly blurred. And that leads to widespread distrust in the media and in other public institutions. The increasing use of AI in communications, such as AI chatbots and virtual companions, can affect how people relate to each other. As people rely more on AI for companionship or social interaction, real human relationships might weaken, and that could lead to more alienation and loneliness. Look, overall, AI can decrease our quality of life. So, the proliferation of AI in social media and entertainment can lead to addictive behaviors and social isolation. Algorithms designed to maximize engagement often promote content that fuels negative emotions, such as fear, anger, or envy. And this can contribute to a decline in mental health, an increase in loneliness, and a general sense of disconnection from real life communities. So, what do you think? Is technology a solution for social problems or a cause of social problems? Post your answer below. So that's it for this time. I hope you learned a lot, and I'll see you next time.